Let's get started. Oh, good morning once again. My pleasure to see you here. Thank you very much. They gave me so many awards, even though I haven't done anything yet, so that now I feel that I really must to help you very much. So, we have all the equipment ready. I have my Terminator set. They always put so many equipment on myself that I always ask them to give me that red eye of Terminator so that I will look entirely like that robot guy. Also, it's very pleasant for me to see such huge interest for chess. So many people, and even my bodyguard is playing chess. Ramesh, sorry for that joke. And exactly because of so huge interest for chess that I see here, I believe that there should be much more title players in this area because you have so huge potential. That's why the title of our first lecture today is Time to Win. Apart from that, this title has one more meaning because today we will be talking about time handling in chess. A few days ago, I have seen a blitz game between two of my friends. One of them was playing very quickly, which is generally a nice thing for a blitz game, but because of that quick play, he overlooked some of the moves of his opponent. Another player took a more serious approach. He was thinking seriously for a long time, and he got a good position, but in the end he lost on time. So, either way, it didn't work. That's why today I would like to share with you some techniques that will help you to demonstrate your best performance. Okay, so there are some things that you need to do even before the beginning of the chess game. First thing is to warm up. You have any ideas how to warm up before a chess game? Any ideas? You may raise your hand. We'll give you the microphone. For example, together with our team of Remote Chess Academy, we made a little warm-up while sitting down and standing up for receiving all the rewards every time. So we made our warm-up already. Okay, I see that you're slightly shy. Don't worry, you may say right things, you may say wrong things, everything's all right. At the end of this lecture, you will have a lot of ideas, so don't worry about that. Oh, we have one guy ready.
Okay. As a Rama, we prepare our mind to concentrate, or we may solve some puzzles.
Exactly. So the point is, you probably know that before starting hard physical activity, you need to make a little warm-up, prepare yourself, as this man said. The same thing goes for chess. Before starting that difficult activity of playing the game, you need to solve some simple tactical puzzles to put yourself in the chess mood, on the right track. Now let's check your skills with one of them. It's the game from the recent World Cup between Grekin and Andreikin. Do you have any idea on how white should proceed here? Okay. Everybody knows. Queen h8. That's right. So the organizers told me that you're a very strong player, so now I see that this is true. Indeed, it's Queen h8, and then knight takes f7, and white takes back the queen on the next move. And exactly, I'd like to emphasize that you need to solve simple positions before playing a game, because this is not the training. It is only a warm-up. Even if you look at the very strong players like Vishwanathan Anand, for example, especially at his young age when he was not so experienced, sometimes the first games of the tournament he played not up to his best standard. That's why before you play a tournament, you need to play several training games, maybe with your friend or against computer. This is what you do before the tournament begins. And before the actual game, you solve several simple tactical puzzles. The second thing that you need to do is to plan your time in advance before the game begins. The average chess game lasts for 40 moves. Also, you know how much time do you have for the game. For example, you play 2 hours game. 2 hours is equal to 120 minutes divided by 40 moves. You got 3 minutes per one move on average. If you plan wisely, then your timing throughout the whole game will be correct and you will never be in a trouble. In reality, often it goes another way. At the beginning of the game, player takes a lot of time to think, and then he finds himself in time trouble, and he starts thinking, oh, now I need to rush, play quickly. Now, you prepared yourself well, and it's time to begin the game, so you start playing an opening stage. The first advice for playing opening stage is that you should be playing quickly. In fact, opening is the easiest stage of the game. In the opening, you just need to develop your pieces, and that's pretty easy. Of course, this is not the real game. I just showed you approximately what you should be doing in the opening. So you develop knights, develop bishops, make castle, and connect the rooks. Once I explained this concept to my friend, and after that we went to play some table tennis. So during our games he used to tell me, Igor, this is not chess here, you need to think. Because he noticed that in chess it's really easy. You don't need to think, you just develop pieces. Now let's test your skills. So here is the real practical example. It is white to play. If you have an idea what move could be good for white, okay, we have a couple of ideas. F3 we have C4, okay. Knight C3, what? F3 or F4. Okay, we have plenty of options, that's right. H4, very creative idea, that's right. Castling. Okay. So you guys mentioned all the moves that white can theoretically do in this position, right? But we need to choose something. So let's recollect the previous point that I made. You need to develop pieces, castle, connect the rooks. I didn't say that you need to move pawns, right? So develop pieces and castle. Which moves are good in this position? Knight c3 or castling, right? Very easy. Again, you don't need to think, you just follow the rule. In the game, although you can slightly see that the rating of the white player is 22.55, he actually played f3, and after the following next moves, he appeared in serious troubles. Queen h4, and already white is in trouble, because if white plays g3, black can take the pawn using the bing. Actually, it's not the end of the line, because white can go bishop f2, but still, queen h6 wins here for black. Black is just winning material. But as you can see, in fact, there was no need for white to calculate all those lines or to think about anything like that. He simply should have developed his pieces with the hand, as we say, without using the head. Okay, we have a question. Both are good. Yeah. We had one grandmaster in Russia, Gufild. In such cases, he just made like that with a coin and seen which side is coming up and made that move. So when you have two approximately equal moves, don't bother yourself thinking for too long time. Because if you see the top grandmasters, yeah, they need to sit and pretend to think, because otherwise you would be disappointed, right? You expect them to be very wise people, so they need to take this serious pose and think hardly. For you, no need for that. Just play with a hand. Okay, so if you followed this simple rule, then the opening stage you will pass quickly. You just develop pieces. Now, after the opening, you go to the middle game stage, and also I have a few advices to help you play quicker and better. Let's say you're playing this position as black. Do you have any ideas which moves can be good for black? Castling. Okay, knight takes d4. Any other ideas? b6. Okay. b5, bishop f4, knight e5. Okay, very good. Indeed, black has a lot of moves and all of them make some sense. What people usually do in such case? Again, they put their hands on their head and start thinking hardly which one to pick. But I have some better ideas for you. You need to minimize the work that you do to make it easy for you. Let me tell you one story really quickly. A few months ago, I've been in Montenegro. They're nice people, but slightly lazy. And they told me some stories about themselves. Like once several friends decided to rob a bank. It happened successfully, and now they're sitting in their room with huge bags full of money. They want to know how much money they got, and it requires a lot of calculation, right? Calculating those huge bags of money. Then one guy whispers, so why should we do that? Let's wait for the TV news. Anyway, they will announce how much money was stolen from the bank. So the point is you need to minimize your work and reduce the quantity of calculation that you make. In chess also there are some tricks that will help you minimize calculation work. For example, there is one rule which states to take is a mistake. So when you have such situations when two pieces are attacking each other and you could possibly exchange them, in most of the cases you should not be doing that. That's why you may reject the move knight takes d4 without even thinking about it, without calculating those lines. There is another rule which states that in the opening stage you should not move a single piece twice or several times. For that reason, the moves like bishop f4 or knight to e5 are not good. They are violating that rule. And if you reject all those options, then you have not so much moves left. Black can either castle or can play b5, developing the bishop. Yeah, both moves are good, don't worry guys. Both are good. Choosing between b6 and b5, which move is better? Why is it so? You haven't studied my courses properly, guys. Because you need to play the most advanced move. You need to move as forward as possible. That's why, again, black has two good moves, either castling or to play b5, preparing development of the bishop. And we came to that conclusion without any calculation, really. So that's the first idea that help you play quicker and easier. You apply the general principles that I've just told you to reject some moves without even calculating them. Now let me show you the second idea for reducing the calculation work. Okay. So this is the game actually that I played against computer at home, just for training. So white just played bishop to f2. And I would like to ask you, what is the idea of that move? What do you think? Bishop h6, queen a3, okay, increasing the pressure. Knight f1, knight f3. Yeah, actually that was the point. So let me show you the maneuver. The knight can go to the strong central square. Somehow my mouse doesn't want to draw this for you. Okay, something like that. It's slightly messy, but I hope you got the idea. So the knight goes to f1, e3, and then to d5, to the good square. And you can see one very nice thing about this maneuver and about this plan. White needs to think about this plan only one time, and after that he can make the several next moves without thinking, just by following his plan. This is the second way to make it easier for you to play the chess game, by composing the plans. Now let's try to apply the same idea for a black side. Now it is black to move. So, how do you think? Which moves can be good for black? And even more importantly, which plan may black possibly realize here? Okay, to attack double c4 pawns is one idea. Knight a4 or bishop a4. Okay, you see guys, black has a lot of moves, right? You mentioned them. You can jump somewhere with the knight, with the bishop, or do anything else. But the point is you need to have the plan. Once I talked to one chess player, she's a girl, she's playing chess, and also I got to know that she's practicing martial arts. I was a little bit surprised. I thought that it's slightly unusual choice for a girl to play in chess and do martial arts. So I asked her, why do you do that? What's the idea behind it? And she said that she wants to find the right husband. That's why she's looking for the places where strong and smart men are going. So that was her plan, and it's very creative. So while playing chess, you also need to have some plan. Maybe your plan will be different, that's all right, but anyway, some plan. For example, in this position, yes, black can move the knight or bishop somewhere, but I want you to prepare the series of moves to have some single idea. What black played in the game, he played rook to f8, preparing advancement of the f-pawn, preparing attack on the king side. Now it's easy for black to make the following moves. So he just played f5 on the next move, then he played f4, everything is according to his plan. And you see that in the meanwhile, white finalized his plan as well, he moved the knight to d5. So both guys are happy, no matter what the result of the game will be, both are happy, they all did what they wanted. So that was the second idea on how to simplify your playing in the middle game and in the end game stage as well.